if I ever leave this world alive. Well, thank you for the things you did in my life.
My Dr. Grabo, gifted to me by Eric the Bama Piper. A lesson in it's a lesson that in you don't always get what you pay for. I have much more expensive pipes that smoke a lot worse. This is a good smoker. It fits well when I clench. It's a great little pipe. I love it. Lesson in name brands and all that such. Well constructed. Sealed nicely at the stem and the shank. I don't know. Fantastic pipe. Perfect little smoke of, it's very caramelly. This Molto Doce. Goes well with my morning coffee. The more I've moved into Latakia and English blends, the more I've moved sort of away from aromatics, and I'm pretty sure this could be considered an aromatic. This is really, really good. I mean, it's fantastic. It delivers exactly what it's promising. Vanilla, caramel, and honey. So, and it's really good in the morning. I do like to have a little milder smoke in the morning when I first wake up. This does the trick. For sure.
If I get these kids.
The video may cut in and out because I have children out here. But I'm reading a book, classic, The Scarlett Letter, by Nathaniel Hawthorne. I'm just reading it on my phone, actually, so I can't show you my book, you know. Man, it is a good book. Just unbelievable. So well written. Thick with imagery and just prose. That, for me, When I read language like that, it's like melting butter on my brain. This is the best way I can describe it. It's just that good. I bring that up because I was thinking the other day of a guy I knew in the Navy who, he was a higher ranking guy. Hold on. Anyway, he was a higher ranking guy. He got caught sleeping on watch. Got busted down a rank.
Papa?
Got in some trouble.
Mimi, Papa?
Eventually he got his rank back and so on and so forth. But she's asleep, buddy. But what made the guy so admirable was he wore his sin on his sleeve. He never hid it from anybody. He joked about it constantly. He was a higher ranking guy. So when he would walk into a space or something, there was that instant awkwardness of people of lower ranks because everybody knew what had happened. And we didn't really want to address it or whatever. So he would come in. And usually it's the first thing he'd joke about, like, well, I sure need some coffee today, or, I just had a really big meal. I better make sure I do something about it before I go on watch, that kind of thing. He never hid it from anyone. He's very transparent about it. He's very open about it. And because of that, he made the people around him much more comfortable to be around him. And we all, I think, respected him a lot more because of it. And he lived a healthier life, I think, because he was so open and accepting with what he had done. Which brings me to the point of the Scarlett Letter. If you know anything about the story, the gist of the story is there was a woman in Puritan New England, who gets knocked up. She's a married woman. Her husband is living in England, and he's this old rich guy. He's not living in America yet. He's tying up some loose ends there. So her name is Hester Prynne. She comes to America. She has an affair with a local preacher. She gets knocked up by him, has a kid. Sorry. So anyway, she gets knocked up by the preacher, but nobody knows that he's the father, so she obviously has the child. And then the entire local town council and government basically charge her with adultery. And her punishment is that she has to wear big letter A on the chest of her dress. Scarlet letter A. A for adulteress. And so, what are you doing? Oh my God. So, I mean, essentially, you get the gist of the whole thing is that she ends up having to wear this letter A, and she's ostracized from the town. The preacher, however, nobody knows that he's the father. He's like this really, popular guy. And she keeps the secret from the town. And over time, what happens is the preacher starts to really break down because he's holding the sin inside and his fault. And he basically becomes very sick, very crazy, and mentally unstable, and he just basically loses it. Whereas she, who wears the A almost proudly to some degree, not only lives a better life because of it, but over time the town begins to respect her and things like that and understand who she is. Fantastic story. The point of it is, my question is it true? Should we, when we do things wrong, our faults, or some people call them sins, or sins, should we wear them on our sleeve? Should we keep them out for people to understand and acknowledge them so that we can move past them? Or should we do the opposite? Should we continue to hide our sins and keep them inside and never say anything about them, whether people know about them or not? Is that a more healthy way to live? To put it out there and live with it openly than just to keep it inside. Well, the moral of the story with Scarlett Letter is that, open up, let the world know, be transparent. You'll live a healthier life, and after a while, people just don't care anymore. But when you're secretive, about it, it'll kill you slowly over time, and people will judge you. That's my thought for the day. Smoking lamp is out.